Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, we're going to be talking about Uranus in the ninth house in the natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Uranus placements in the houses. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy, so what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first up, well, Uranus in the ninth house is comparable to Uranus in Sagittarius, but naturally you got to blend in the zodiac sign. With it, Uranus in Sagittarius in the ninth house can be different than Uranus in Gemini in the ninth house, as an example. Uranus in astrology is connected with our goals and aspirations. So, if you have this placement, your goals and aspirations may be strongly tied into your higher education, college studies, and post-high school learning, traveling abroad. It could be expanding horizons, religion, could be publishing, advertising, sports, printing press operation, as some examples working as a pilot or outdoor guide, and you may be very enthusiastic and exuberant regarding the attainment of your goals and aspirations, being very optimistic in those matters. Goals and aspirations may even be tied in with humor in some cases, such as maybe doing something as a comedian, like stand-up comedy, or working on being on even on a TV show doing being on like a sitcom or something. So the thing about this too is Uranus in astrology is connected with our future. So this is something where if you have Uranus in your ninth house, you may be very optimistic and upbeat regarding your future, very exuberant and enthusiastic in these matters. It could be your future may be tied into college studies, higher education, traveling abroad, going to different countries, even foreigners in general, may figure more prominently in your future, more so than most others. And your in-laws and grandchildren, if applicable, these people may be, may play an integral role in your life ahead, and where you're going to be later on in life. And the thing too is, the ninth house is also connected, with a debilitated, less dominant parent. If that's, and the thing is, your future may be impacted by this person. Less dominant parent is usually the mother. Keep in mind, this is 6 houses from the fourth house, and that's why it's connected with a possibly debilitated, less dominant parent. And your future may be impacted by this person if you're taking care of this person often. And also too, your future may be tied into publishing, advertising, printing press operation, and doing things that are outdoors, adventurous, sports related. And also, Uranus in astrology is associated with our freedom and independence. So if you have Uranus in the ninth house, well, you may feel, more of a need for freedom to express your beliefs and philosophies, and those beliefs may be, somewhat, unusual or unorthodox. And the freedom to publish what you want without, having interference from others. You may be someone that believes in being very free in what is published, but just keep in mind that sometimes there's repercussions for those things too, and for publishing things that may be controversial or might not go over well on some sites on the internet, as an example. But also freedom in advertising, doing things that are sports related, outdoorsy, and also to have what your religious beliefs, even if they're somewhat if they're very unique, and they might not again that your religious beliefs may be somewhat unorthodox. And but the thing also to meander, to roam, to explore. And as far as higher education matters go, taking the courses that you really want, and without worrying about being critiqued, or I should say maybe criticized or ridiculed for them. Now, Uranus in astrology is also connected with unusual growths, tumors, protrusions. So if you have Uranus posited in the ninth house in your natal chart, well, there may be greater propensity to have some kind of unusual growth that could be connected with the as far as the thighs, because the ninth house does correspond with the zodiac sign Sagittarius. It could be something with the thighs, the sciatic nerve, the hips, or the liver, if that's possible in that area. It may impact foreign travel more so than most others. It may be um, impact your outdoor life or even sports related activities, attempting to expand horizons, going outside the box, so to speak, and even activities that are connected with in-laws and grandchildren, if applicable. This is where, those things might, if you have any of those unusual growths, it could be something that might, affect those connections more so than most others on average. Now, Uranus is also associated with friends and acquaintances. So if you have Uranus in the ninth house, well, those people may be those that are very optimistic, jocular, jovial, upbeat. It may be people that are really enamored with the outdoors or sports, and people that are connected with sports, or you know it could be people that are involved strongly in global communications. They may be foreigners. You may often go to foreign countries to connect with people, with your friends. And it could also be those that are very religious or philosophical as well. It could be where you meet a number of your friends in higher education, at a college, university. Uranus in astrology is also associated with groups, clubs, and organizations. So if you have Uranus in the ninth house, well, you may be involved in some group, club, or organization that's connected with sports or religion or philosophy. You may be more involved in clubs, in college more so than most people. It could be where you're involved maybe in some publishing or advertising, group or firm. Something that involves printing press operation. It could be, being something, again, with sports or athletes. It may be something too where, the groups, clubs and organizations may give you, more positive energy too. And, it's something that you may be very, enthusiastic about more so than most people. And Uranus in astrology is also associated with innovation and ingenuity. So if you have Uranus posited in the ninth house in your chart, well, you may be someone, if you are an innovator, you may invent something, connected with science, or maybe something new with publishing or advertising, or even sports related, like those the robot umps or electronic base pass as some examples. It's like, and also too, innovation can be something that you very, positive about, very optimistic regarding. And also, you may express a lot of these, new. If you have any unique ideas, they may often be expressed with in-laws and grandchildren, or, those people, in-laws and grandchildren, if applicable, may actually be innovative and ingenious people. Now, Uranus is also connected with what's unexpected, unpredictable, things that are shocking. So, if you have, Uranus in the ninth house, well, it could be where, a debilitated, less dominant parent, something could happen with this person. May come, have something, sudden, illness may happen with this person. You have to wind up taking care of, him or her. Or matters with, in-laws and grandchildren may be more unpredictable than most. It could be some issue with the law or publishing, even advertising, as some examples. Things that are connected, with your higher education, whether you're, surprised, for example, that you got approved. And, it could be a case where you didn't feel you had the credentials to get into a college, or you thought you had a lot of credentials to get in, and didn't get in is something that does that really falls out of the ordinary, something with your college education, if that does apply to you, if you do ever if you ever are involved in college or had been involved in it. So those are some ways displacement may manifest. And the thing about Uranus in the ninth house is it could indicate that in-laws and grandchildren, foreigners, maybe people that are rather eccentric, unusual, ingenious, selfless, unobtrusive, altruistic. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.